yes, it is difficult to raise money. Globally, we've only reached about 29%, 30%, a third or less of what is actually needed globally on emergency funds. And you're looking at countries like Sudan, you're looking at Gaza, that is part of that. So yes, it is difficult. And that's why we also need to make sure that climate financing is coming to countries like this longer term money, and not just focused on the emergency funding. But there is a moral imperative for development partners now to give. We need to move very quickly from this emergency phase into the resilience, and the government has been very clear about that. We were talking to the Deputy Prime Minister today and a number of honourable ministers, and they very clearly articulated what communities also said to us, that this is not a country that lives on handouts, it's a country that wants to feed itself and have the future for their families themselves. So very much the resilience part. Now there are things that can be done, and the government outlaid a number of initiatives that they believe that if we all come behind and support, will have a major impact. And some of those are in the agricultural sphere. And then they're also talking about a number of mitigation factors, focusing on energy that is renewable, hydro energy, for example, or using one of your big resources, the sun, for solar energy. So these are all longer term resilience initiatives that will make sure that communities and this country does not need the life-saving and the emergency. So those plans are there, and the UN is ready to support. We're looking at how we can, and Amanda may want to come in, but certainly discussions with the government on where we're best placed and where they are already implementing things.
In terms of the resilience project, that's why I wanted to come in briefly to say, already we've been developing together with government in partnership what we're calling joint programs. These joint programs mean that it's not just one UN agency. It is at least 4 or 5 UN agencies coming together with government, different ministries, and saying what can we do together to make sure that we optimize the resources that we have. So we've developed one on food production. We've got another joint program on nutrition. We've got, I think, another one on natural resources. We are still looking for funding for these joint programs, but these are long-term. They sit in that sort of 20% and the 40% on resilience.
And the last one is, how is it comparable, the situation here? The situation in the region is that about 30 million people are in need. But what is different about Lesotho is that it's a third of the population that's in need. So while the actual numbers of people may be less, the proportion is larger. So that's one difference. And the other, which was very notable for us as we were driving around your absolutely beautiful country here, was the access and the hard to reach areas. It's very spread out, the rural population, it's very mountainous, as you know better than me. So there is the challenges of access and how you link people to each other and to support.